What are my bucket list lizards? Well, lucky for you, I'm chilling in my snake room, about to tell you my top 5. Or at least the 5 that I foresee coming in the future when we build our zoo. Now, there are an absolute fucking ton of dream lizards that I have. My bucket list is fucking endless. Maybe not endless. It will run out when the species of lizard that aren't going to kill me runs out. All 5 of these lizards are destined to be in that reptile zoo one day. Just watch long enough for it to happen. Now, I've discussed some of my dream lizards in the tournament videos that we did. I'm not going to be talking about any of the lizards that were featured in those videos, so this is a fresh video. Now, in the personality test, I got the fucking bearded lizard. I still don't really understand what that means, and it still affects me to this fucking day. But I really would like to own a Gila monster one day. And I really like saying the word Gila. Gila. I really like saying it. Now, if you watch one of my previous videos, which was talking about the pet rules, you might be thinking that the Gila monster doesn't really pass all those rules. Well, you're wrong. It does. The Gila monster is venomous, yes, but it's not deadly venom. So it can't kill me, so in a fight, I win. So he passes. Or she. Whatever. But hell, Gila monsters aren't even legal to own where I am currently, unless you own a zoo. You know, this is a dream list. This lizard isn't even attainable till the zoo is actually built and in practice. Remember, people, this ain't Disneyland. Not all dreams come true here. Which is kind of fortunate for me, because most of my dreams are quite far-fetched and improbable. And disturbing in some cases. So I guess this one fits right on in there. Now, the main reason why I want a Gila monster, they are badass motherfuckers. I mean, there are very few lizards in the world that are venomous. This is one of them, and it is quite intense venom. Not deadly, but painful. That's badass. It's basically just a chill, kind of bearded dragon looking thing. And it's like, yeah, I'll let you guys get close to me. But if you get too close, I'm going to give you a gift. A gift that you're not going to forget anytime soon. And you're going to be crawling and hugging the floor in the fetal position where you fucking belong. If you dare touch me. That is some bad shit. Love it. Fucking love it. I mean, imagine the kind of pain that would make you question all of your life choices. Not just the choice in which got you bitten. All of your choices. Now, I'm not really into venomous stuff, to be honest. And the reason for that is because I like being alive. Now, don't get me wrong, it's cool, yes, I agree, but I value my heartbeat more than my ego. But this is a venomous animal I could be convinced to keep. Not only convinced, this is a venomous animal I have decided that one day I will keep. I mean, they're slow and deliberate, and to be completely honest, it doesn't look like it would be that hard to kind of avoid a bite. If you can handle a feisty snake, which is a lot more capable, like a Texan rat snake, for example, that's in a bad mood and not get bitten, I'm quite sure you could manage to handle a Gila monster without getting bitten. And if you can't, just wear the bite gloves. A few basic precautions would almost eliminate that threat completely. But let's assume the worst happens and I was to get bitten by a Gila monster. It's not the type of venom that's going to ruin my life. It's going to ruin my day, but it's not going to ruin my life. That is a check mark. Number 2, a snapping turtle. Now, yes, I know they're not lizards, but I'm not about to do another bucket list video of 5 of my favorite tortoises and turtles, because it would be a very short list. I don't even know if I'd get to 5. I would get to 5, of course, but I feel like the video would be filler. I'm not actually that motivated in keeping them, so there's just no point in doing it. Now, I like turtles and tortoises, don't get me wrong, like this one is obviously on my list, but calling them dream animals for me, that might be a bit far. Because very few turtles / tortoises, whatever, lead to me waking up in the night with wet sheets. Now, I have a friend that owns 2 common snapping turtles. Side note real quick, common snapping turtles are not legal to keep where I am because they're native to here. So the only way you can keep them is if they're rescues or you own a zoo. My friend has a zoo license and they're both rescues. So that's fine, but I couldn't own them even if I wanted to right now. Now, personally, I have zero fucking interest in keeping common snapping turtles. Fucking zero. Hell, I don't even want to handle the 2 that she has. And one of hers is tame. The other one, not so much. But even her tame one, I don't want to touch it. And the reason for that is because they scared the living shit out of me. Their head can go in any fucking direction. Down, up, wherever the fuck your hand is, it can almost get you, if it chose to. And I like my digits. I'd rather keep them attached. They can nip you in the blink of an eye in any fucking direction and get pretty much any portion of flesh they desire. Actually, nip is probably not the right word to be using here. Nip is kind of delicate. What they're gonna do to you isn't going to be delicate if they get a hold of you. If they get you, it's gonna fuck you up. It's going to be like a mini guillotine. Now, apparently there's a safe way of handling them and picking them up, and she does have a tame one. She tries to tell me all of this. I completely ignore all of it. It goes in one ear and out the other. As soon as she starts explaining on how to handle it, I start thinking of excuses on how I can get the f*** out of her zoo without her potentially forcing it on me. And I try and think of excuses to get out of there that don't make me sound like a coward, or frankly like a bit of a dick. You know, like, sorry friend, I've got a Zumba class I've got to get to. Sorry friend, but my pedicure appointment is coming up and I can't skip that again. Or I could be more honest and say, sorry friend, my arsehole is currently clenching so hard I'm going to be popping out pearls at this point. I'm not touching that thing, I'm scared f***ing shitless. But the alligator snapping turtle, that's the one that I actually want. Now yes, they have a worse bite and they're bigger, so getting bitten by one of these guys would be way worse than a common snapping turtle. However, it's very easy to avoid being bitten by one of these guys. You basically just don't put your hand in front of its face. They can't shoot their neck in all which way direction to get you. They just can't do that. They're a safer option, even though they're a lot bigger. But alligator snapping turtles just look fucking epic. Just an absolute prehistoric looking motherfucker. Like James Bond villain material. You could just dangle Bond over a tank of these guys. He's telling you everything you want to hear. Number 3 on the list, a black throat monitor. Now this monitor doesn't get a particularly large amount of internet attention, especially not on the social media platforms, that is, like YouTube. There is some content on them, yes, but it's very limited. And that may be for good reason. I don't know, I haven't done an awful lot of research because I don't plan on getting one anytime soon, so I don't need to do a whole lot of research yet. But I just love their dopey kind of faces, they're kind of slower moving. Now they are capable of moving fast, but they tend to move a lot slower. But from what I have seen and read, they're a lot more chill and a lot more relaxed and slow than a lot of the other monitor lizards, like Nile monitors and Asian water monitors and crocodile monitors. But those are fucking terrifying. They have crocodile in the name. That should tell you enough. Now I know that a lot of people, especially the ones that are looking to build a zoo one day, the crocodile monitor is one of their bucket list lizards. That's the one they really want. It's like something out of Jurassic Park. And in some scenes, they just used the head of that monitor to represent the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. The raptors, that is, or the whatever things. Not actually raptors, but raptors regardless. Reptile. And in some scenes, that monitor's head was just the raptors, right? Like, they couldn't be bothered to make, like, a sculpture because they thought that looked intimidating enough, I guess. So they just used the croc monitor's head as the raptor head. Now, remember one of my pet rules. Now, I'm going to be rewording it slightly to make it a little bit more comedic here, but if you've watched that video, you'll know which one I'm referring to. I must be able to take in a fight any of the animals I'm owning, and I must be able to win that fight. So basically, if a battle was to break out between us, I have to be able to win. Now, a black throat monitor, I think I could take one of those. Just, you know, suplex it, done. Now, a crocodile monitor, I've got no chance. That thing's gonna pin me in like 2 seconds and then just teabag me while I'm laying there unconscious. So the black throat monitor is more of a fit for me. But I really just want an obnoxiously large lizard in an obnoxiously large enclosure that's not all that dangerous, that's kind of easier to tame. That's what I want. And the black throat monitor will give that to me. That will be a lizard in the zoo in the future. Number 4. An armadillo lizard. Half armadillo, half lizard. You can't get any better than that. Or can you? Oh, I've put a chair right in front of me here so I can rest my wee little legs. That's a lot nicer. Leaning against this background wall is not the most comfortable of things. I need to invest in a nicer chair. Now this is the kind of lizard that has 2 functions. You could legit have it as a lizard and have it as a pet, or you could double it up as a bowling ball. You know, if you're in a pinch or something. Like, you're going bowling and you've forgotten your bowling ball. In a universe where people still bowl like that anyway. More of a thing that happened 30 or 40 years ago. You know, bowling was something you did. You had your own bowling ball and that was the thing. That was, you know, you're on the bowling team. Not so much now. I guess that's what happens when we get proper hobbies like the internet. Gave us things like Pornhub and OnlyFans. I guess we're still playing with balls, just smaller ones. Anyway, back to the armadillo lizard. Man, I go off on some weird tangents. They're just cool little guys, right? They can curl up into a ball and roll away whenever they want. Or at least I think they can. That might be more of a fantasy than reality, but I'm choosing to go with it. I'm choosing to believe that they can do it, and they do it a lot. Now, I've never actually seen one of these available in Canada. Now, that might be for good reason. I don't know. I haven't done much research. That's kind of the theme at this point of these videos, is I do fuck all research and don't script anything. I just post a camera up and start filming. But I've never seen one of these available. Hopefully they're legal to own here, and if so, I will have one in the zoo one day. Last up on the list, a thorny devil, and I was bloody well tempted to say a horny devil, but that was my nickname in high school. That is a bad and somewhat disgusting joke, Matt. Do we even keep that in? Or am I just talking to myself staring at a water bottle? I mean, I am talking to myself staring at a water bottle, but are you guys going to be aware of said water bottle that I'm staring at? Here it is if I choose to put it in. But the thorny devil, our final animal here. A little spiky ant-eating lizard with some epic coloration and a desert environment that literally shoots blood out of its eyes. You know, standard stuff, right? Love it, love it, love it. Now, I have been fascinated with these guys ever since I saw them in a David Attenborough documentary. Must have been a decade or so ago now. That man is old. Now, the diet's going to be a bit tricky with them. I guess you would have to be keeping ants at the same time because feeding them would be almost impossible otherwise. I've also never seen these guys available in Canada. So similar to the armadillo lizard, hopefully they are legal to own here. Or maybe you have to own a zoo in order to be able to import them. Not really sure, but hopefully they are legal to own and hopefully it's doable. I don't really know, because I've done fuck all research, of course. But the thorny devil is on my list, and it will always be on my list. So that is my list of 5 bucket list lizards. Now, obviously, I could do a list of 100, 200, 1,000 bucket list lizards, but these are lizards that I see being attainable and not being attainable too far in the future. Some of them I don't know if they're legal here or not, but if you own a zoo, it kind of gives you a little bit more liberties than being a hobbyist. So, if you own a zoo, a little bit easier to get a hold of them, but maybe as a hobbyist it wouldn't be in the cards. Out of these 5 that I've told you about today, which is your favourite, and do you guys have any dream lizards that you would like to have one day? Let me know in the comments below. But all of these lizards are destined to be in the zoo one day. Stay tuned for when we actually do it.